Work it, make it, do it, makes us harder, better, faster, stronger.
Our process of designing, making and appraising involved us in investigating, devising, communicating, producing and reflecting. Through this process, we developed ideas, created imaginative solutions for the learning tasks in which we engaged.
We participated in decisions about what to do, why it should be done, how it should be done, and how what has been done might be improved.
The designing thinking process has 7 stages: define, research, ideate, prototype, choose, implement and learn. Define. In this first stage, we decided upon an issue that needed solving, such as that we rely too heavily upon technology. We decided to design handmade torches as they can be purposeful and tested in real-life situations. They can be tested for their durability, brightness and their aesthetic. It is also a good learning experience that can be incorporated within the classroom. For example, when using this learning experience within the classroom, students would be given the problem of going on a nighttime excursion where they would have to create a torch without using existing technologies. The torch could be tested in a real-life situation for its brightness, durability, aesthetic, and its convenience.
Research. After compiling the research, we were able to design, develop and evaluate different ways of making the torches to establish the most effective, durable, bright, usable and aesthetically pleasing design. The research involved included researching different designs, materials that could be used, various types of bulbs and their brightness levels, switches needed, battery powers and different ways of constructing a durable and usable torch.
Ideate. Brainstorming is an important step in the design process. Firstly, looking at what the students will learn from this experience. For example, students will be able to apply existing knowledge to create torches for real-life situations. Use problem-based learning to create an authentic learning experience. They gain knowledge of and implement the design process and evaluate the effectiveness of their product. Secondly, look at the materials and resources, for example, what they need and what is available to them. Through our challenge, we have thought about the access to resources for state primary schools. Therefore, we have used materials we considered easily accessible to all through schools, such as switches, bottles and LED lights.
Prototypes.
Okay, this was our first design, and as you can see, just shining it, it doesn't provide much light. If you shine it up against the wall, you can see there's a limited amount of light, but it also makes it difficult because there's no switch, so it comes on and off, and you have to maneuver the wires to turn it back on.
This is our first prototype. As you can see, we created a circuit which consisted of 2 batteries, the 2 wires, the alligator clips and an LED light bulb in here. When we first created the circuit, it didn't work with just 1 battery, so that's why we added the second. That was our first problem we faced. After evaluating our first prototype, we were able to identify ways to improve our design, such as the brightness and the safety and the aesthetics of it. So by possibly using mirrors to reflect the light a bit better on the inside, a different light bulb or colour, and internal wires for safety.
Work is never over. Work it, make it better. Move it faster, makes us stronger. Our work is never over.
This is our design number 2 with the mirror and the switch. It's pretty good. It's better than the red light, the yellow one. But I don't think the mirror, it's not really reflecting. So I don't think the mirror does anything. But it's pretty cool how you can just go like switch it on and off.
After evaluating our first prototype, we made changes to the second prototype. We put in a switch. We put mirrors inside the bulb, and we also used a yellow light, which has fallen down. We used a yellow light, which is actually brighter, and all of the wires are actually contained inside the torch, so it's quite safer. After incorporating the DDE for the second time, we decided that for the third prototype that we should use alfoil in the bulb, because even though this light was brighter, the LED light, we found that the alfoil actually produced better reflectability. We also thought that we should keep using the switch because then it's easily accessible and it's useful. And what else? Keep the wires inside. We thought that was a good improvement, and also the LED light probably wasn't bright enough, so next time we should use a light bulb.
Okay, so this is our third attempt. We changed back to foil from the mirror and put a bigger bulb in. As you can see, it's quite bright.
After evaluating our previous 2 designs, we made some additional changes in our third prototype. These included still keeping the switch and the inside wires for safety and convenience. We also changed back to the aluminium foil as we found it to have better reflectiveness and brightness rather than the mirrors. And in this design, we also changed from the LED lights to an actual light bulb, which seems to provide a lot more brightness and proves that you could actually use it in a real life situation. Finally, to improve on our third prototype, we would concentrate on improving the overall aesthetic of the design, such as like the bulkiness and making it a bit more practical to hold and use, and also the durability, as when using this in a real life situation, the plastic bottle could break down, things like that. But we would also incorporate the safety precautions such as inside wires, having a switch, and also using the light bulb for the most effective brightness levels.
Choose. So far we've found that this is the most effective in projecting light, safety, the switch, and also its durability, as everything's contained inside, and also it's most aesthetically pleasing.
Implement. To implement this activity into the classroom, first the problem-based task will be presented to the students. The students will work collaboratively in groups to complete the task. The resources used will complement the activity, and students will be able to pick and choose the resources for their torch.
Learn. After evaluating each prototype and evaluating our course of improvement, we have gained knowledge about the DDE processes and what is involved within each stage. We also learnt how to design a product with an intended purpose. Through the testing of our prototypes, we have been able to collect data on each prototype's effectiveness. Overall, this would be an effective challenge for students, as it's student-centred and problem-based. This was found to be an engaging and productive design challenge for Grade 4 students.